guess who's doing Camp Nanowrimo? Ah! Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video, even though I am still in front of my book backdrop, bookshelf, backdrop, yes. Even though I am in front of that, I am not talking about books other than a book that I'm currently writing. What? I have decided very late into the game to take part in Camp Nanowrimo. So this is going to be vlog number 1 of my Camp Nanowrimo journey. Back in November, I had decided to do Nanowrimo, and it didn't go over well. I was vlogging every day, like little clips, and I was going to put it together in one big video, but then I ended up stopping writing because I got really busy in November, and so I decided to try again in April for Camp Nanowrimo. Camp Nanowrimo is the spring edition of NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, and so it runs all through April. I actually didn't know that there was a Camp NaNoWriMo until after it started. I kind of knew vaguely of it, but I thought maybe it was in like July, because I know there's a Camp NaNoWriMo in July, or some sort of NaNoWriMo in July. I'm saying NaNoWriMo a lot, I'm sorry. But I knew there was one in July, and I thought that's what that was, but I guess it's happening in April too, and I'm now taking part in it. So I've decided that I'm going to do 4 vlogs about my NaNoWriMo journey this month. I'm doing this one for the first week, and then I'm going to do one at the end of every week leading up to the last one, and on the last one I will give like my big finale update of how well I've done, or if I beat it, and stuff like that. I've decided to do something a little bit different for this video. Instead of talking mainly about the book that I'm writing now, I'm going to talk about previous stories I've written. 2 in particular, one from when I was like 6 when I first started writing. One, the very first book that I ever truly completed, which I still have a copy of. And yes, before anybody asks about my shirt, it is a One Direction shirt. It is. It's hidden by my hair, but it's a One Direction shirt. And I'm still not over the fact, and I'm still not really believing that Zayn has left. So we're not going to talk about that now. So I don't know if many of you know, but I've actually been writing stories for most of my life. I've always loved English class, doing the creative stories and stuff like that. And the first story I ever wrote was, and finished, let me add that, because I started writing a book when I was 6, and that was interesting. I still remember the plot of that too, and it was that these 2 kids, it kind of sounded like a ripoff of A Bridge to Terabithia, I must admit. But the plot was basically that these 2 kids meet, and there's a magical talking door. Okay, and this magical talking door's name was Magnus or something like that, and he talked to these kids, and only these kids, and only the kids could hear him or see him. Okay? And they basically had to train, but I don't remember how they were training, to go into this magical world behind the door and defeat the evil person in this magical world and basically free them from this evil person. Free the people that were in this magical world from this person. I don't know what my 6-year-old mind was thinking. I really don't. But that was the first story I ever started writing. The first book I ever finished. It sounds so corny now, but it was originally called Love Never Dies. It had a title and everything. And it was about these 2 characters in high school. Now, I was writing this at 9. So I guess 9-year-old Danny wanted to write a YA fic. A YA novel. I don't know. I don't know what possessed me to write that. But it happened. These 2 characters saw each other. There was insta-love. And he asked her out on a date. They go out on a date. Then they're dating. And then I'm trying not to laugh because I remember it in full detail of how it's written. For some reason, the main antagonist bully guy named Dirk, where I came up with that name, I have no idea. But he thought it would be a great idea to terrorize the main girl character, whose name was Emmy. So he terrorized her so much, and when she ended up in a relationship with the #1 guy that this Dirk guy hated, named Aaron, which was the main male character, E and E, I don't know why, Emmy and Aaron, Anyways, when they got together, Dirk was so mad because he hates her and he hates him that he beats the crap out of Emmy and basically kills her, almost. She's dead, and Aaron has to do like CPR and everything. It progresses and she gets better, but then they realize that she needs a kidney transplant or liver transplant because Dirk apparently like mutilated her liver when he beat the crap out of her. Aaron's the only match. He's the only one with enough stars ticked off on the checklist that they have to be the match. And so, what are the coincidences, right? So basically, they end up going into this surgery, and Emmy dies. They take out his liver, kidney, whatever it was, for nothing. She dies, and he lives. And then after he gets all better, and he's like trying to cope with living without this girl, the Dirk guy comes back. And he stabs Aaron and kills him. 9-year-old Danny was a very sadistic and very, I don't even know. I don't know what I was thinking when I was 9, but at the very end of it, Emmy's there to meet him, and she's there with her dad, and the corniest line, oh my god. I actually just kind of went and found the printed copy of this story that I'm literally talking about, and this is the first page and everything, but we're talking about the last lines.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god, okay. I don't even know.
So I've composed myself. I'm going to read to you. Just after Aaron dies, he meets Emmy and her dad at the gates of heaven, and she said, "How did you die?" And he says, "Dirk stabbed me right here. He lifted his shirt to sew a small scar of where the knife punctured his skin. Then I bled until I was basically brain dead. My mom took me off life support yesterday. I miss you," she kissed him, and her dad walked up to introduce himself. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, they got married. Before she died, like before they went into the surgery, in case she didn't live or anything. But she's like, "Daddy, this is Aaron, my husband." She felt so good saying that. "Hello, son," he hugged Aaron. "Hi, I guess you're into hugs too." "Yep, big mushy hearts like ours are the ones that go for the wrong reasons. Well, I'm going to go. See you later, Emmy Bear." What is wrong with Danny? 9-year-old Danny, I don't know. "So what do you say I show you a place we can go?" "Yes, I'd like to see what heaven has in store." This is the part where I lost it and I couldn't even read to you guys, but I'm going to read it now. "The wings grew out of their back." Aaron was wobbly. I'm guessing that their back meant his back because Emmy would have already had her wings. Why am I justifying the 9-year-old Danny's horrible writing? Oh my god. This is the part where I lost it. "Come on, flap, flap, flap. You're up." Apparently he's flying. And then he said, "We made it, M." And she says, "Yes, we did, Air." They flew away singing "You and Me," which at the time was my favorite song, and it's by Lifehouse. If you guys haven't heard it, where were you back then? Because that was like the biggest song out there. But then it was like they flew away singing "You and Me," harmonizing the skies, the world, flying off into the distant stars and heaven together. I'm done. I am so done with 9-year-old Danny. This is ridiculous. Okay, and like this is ridiculous. I literally have a 20-page book written by 9-year-old me that I have like no use for, but I refuse to get rid of. And I laugh at myself every single time I go back and read it. Wow. So now that that's over and I've embarrassed myself thoroughly, and I'm actually going to like put this up on the internet without regret. Or a lot of regret. I'll figure that out later when I see what you guys comment. But I figured I should talk a little bit about the book, novel thing that I'm writing now for Camp Nanowrimo. I don't think it clicks in my head that I'm really writing a book. It just doesn't, it just seems like I'm just writing. It doesn't feel right to say that I'm writing a book. So this story was originally 3 different ideas that I had. and I'm not going to go into detail because I don't really want to delve into it until it's done. But for the longest time I had these 3 ideas, and one of them was mainly just like how the story would open, and I didn't even really use that, but I used a carnival idea aspect from it. And the other 2 were like full thought out plots that I just kind of meshed together and made into one big story. And I'm actually really enjoying writing it right now. It's written in 3 different parts, which is the past, the present, and the future. Currently I am working on the past. The past is the first part, and it's written as kind of like a YA, even though I generally would say most of this book is going to be new adult. But it starts out when 2 of the characters are 14 and works up to where they are in like their 20s. So the first part in the past is from like age 14 to I think around 18, and then it skips to the present. The present tense is going to be the largest part of this book, and it is going to be focused on the girl main character and a brand new male character, because she was with another male character in part 1, which is the past, like I said. But part 2, she ends up getting with this new guy. And maybe once I'm done it, or maybe in the last vlog that I do for this Nanowrimo session, I might end up delving a little bit more into what happens between the 2 main characters in the beginning and how she ends up with the second main character, if that makes sense. And then the future is going to be basically the epilogue, and it kind of gives an idea of what might happen or what is going to happen to them, but it hasn't happened yet. I still haven't really worked out the ending. The novel does have a name though. It's kind of one of the things that made me want to write it a little bit more than other story ideas that I had, because I did have a name idea and I had a cover idea in my mind. It was embedded in my mind and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I couldn't stop wanting to plot it. And then I finally did plot it, and then I was like, you know what? On the 4th day that NaNoWriMo was like midway in, it was 4 days in, and I was like, you know what? I want to write this book for NaNoWriMo, and I'm going to. So yeah, I kind of started 4 days late. With Camp NaNoWriMo, there's the glorious option to change the amount of words that you're supposed to write within the month. The original NaNoWriMo word count goal is to write 50,000 words, but I was like, you know what, 50,000 words in 1 month didn't happen in November, and I don't think it's going to happen again in this month. And I was like, what is a good number that I could do? There are 30 days in April, and if I do 1,000 words a day, then I'll have 30,000 words. And I can easily do 1,000 words a day, so 30,000 seems like a good enough goal to reach, and then if I hit that, then I can make it bigger. But I'm going to stick with 30,000 for now, and I am currently 9,167 words into it, and it is only the 8th of April when I'm filming this, and that means I'm over 1,000 words past my goal for today. And so that's very exciting, because usually I'm a little bit behind, but right now I'm ahead and it feels pretty good. I have been participating in the NaNoWriMo word sprints that the official Twitter NaNoWriMo thing has been doing. They have like certain people every couple of hours that come on and do word sprints with the NaNoWriMo writers that are participating in Camp NaNoWriMo, and they have been helping so much, because usually they'll do like a 10-minute sprint, a 20-minute sprint, a 1K in 30 minutes sprint, and like back to 20, back to 10 sort of thing, and then another person will come on and take over and do another 10-minute, 15-minute, etc. sprints. Those sprints really help with me trying to get a lot of words written in a small amount of time, because I feel like at the end of that time, I'll see how much I've written, and it'll be more than I've written in the past like hour. And so they've really been helping me. They were probably one of the main things that helped me get caught up to my word goal that I would have started with if I had started at the beginning of April, like on the 1st day and not the 4th day. And though it might sound like I'm having a really easy time writing this book, it's proving to be very difficult to focus on writing this book sometimes. There's a lot going on in April with me helping my mom out with this fundraiser that we're doing, and just trying to get enough words written in a day when there's so much going on other than this. And I know during NaNoWriMo, it's like people say, oh, you give up everything to do NaNoWriMo, and it's kind of true. I've kind of given up sleep at this point. I do most of my writing at night. During the day, I find it hard to find time to do the writing because I'm either sleeping or doing other things that I have to do. So when I am working at night, it's difficult to do the writing out in the living room because of a number of things. One, I type really, really loud, and I can attest to saying I type really loud. And even though I at one point had one of those keyboard covers that's supposed to minimize your typing noise and crap like that, I still type really loud, and it drives my mom insane. My mom hates it so much because she gets really irritated when she hears me over and over and over again, and I'm still sitting there flying and writing and going, and she's like, Danny, just stop! Just take a break! Take a little break! Aren't your fingers hurting? And I'm like, yes, but I'm still gonna keep going. She's kind of annoyed with that, and it doesn't help that she's stopping me mid-sentence, and then I forget where I'm going with something. Where was I going with that? So, going back on writing at night, sometimes I will be up at like the wee hours of the morning where it's like 1 to like 5 in the morning. Nobody on Twitter, nobody on any website that I talk to that does writing, they're usually asleep when I'm up writing. And that includes the people on the NaNoWrimo Twitter account. Except for last night, they were up, so that was really good because that's where I got a lot of my writing done. I don't exactly have people to talk to because they're asleep, and I don't have anybody to sprint with, so sometimes it gets a little bit difficult knowing that I'm up by myself writing, and like if I don't have somebody to talk to, it just feels really almost lonely. I feel really lonely when I'm writing alone and not doing sprints, or at least talking to somebody about what I'm writing. The other problem with that is I can't listen to music. Or TV. I can't. It's like, I'm normally so good at writing with music on. It helps me concentrate, it helps me think. It's so easy to write with music, but with this book, it's like I can't focus when music is on. I'll put on my music. The soft music that I like to listen to is the Civil Wars. I listen to them like crazy when I'm writing any other book. But with this one, I can't even listen to them, and I can't listen to the TV going on. My mom will watch a show on the TV while I'm writing, and I'll look at her and glare at her, and I'll be like, can you turn that down, or can you turn it off and watch it on your computer with your headphones in where I can't hear it, because I cannot focus. I can't focus at all. I don't know why, and it drives me nuts because I don't like sitting in silence, but I don't like having the music on while writing this. So it's like a really big toss-up between, do I want to try and write with music on and not get anything done, or do I want to write with no music on, get something written, but feel like everything is like making the smallest of noises. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's basically all I have to talk about in this vlog. It's probably going to be a lot longer than I expected. I thought it was just going to be a little tiny short one. But then I started talking about the books that I wrote when I was younger, and it just kind of turned into a whole other vlog than what I planned. But at the same time, I think I'm really going to like it. That is basically my first Camp NaNoWrimo vlog. If you guys want to know more about some of the books I've written in the past, or like even if I haven't finished them or something, let me know and I'll talk about more in my next vlog if I can think of some of them, because a lot of them I don't remember, but some of them I have still written in a notebook, like just the ideas for books that I planned on writing but never did, or books that I have tried writing but never finished, sort of thing. I'm not really sure what the next few 3 vlogs are going to be about. I'll probably figure that out the night that I'm about to film them, but it'll probably be on the 15th or 16th when I put up the next one, depending on which day I decide to film it. So if you guys have any questions about the book that I'm currently writing, let me know. I could probably delve into some details in the next vlog that I do, like setting or characters or stuff like that. I might not use the proper names of the characters or stuff. But I will definitely try my best to give out information about the book without spoiling the book. I will, however, reveal a name for it and the cover for it, because I mentioned that I had a name and a cover done, but I didn't share it on Twitter, and I didn't share it at the part in this video where I said I talked about a title and a cover, but I'm going to talk about a cover and the title now, and I actually really like it. It kind of sounds more like, I think it kind of sounds more like a YA sort of name, and maybe a YA sort of cover, but I'm really in love with this cover that I ended up making by myself without Photoshop, might I add, and I'm kind of proud of myself for that. I don't know, it just feels really simple, but I really like it. So the book novel type thing, I don't really know what to call it yet. It still feels really weird saying that I'm writing a book, but the thing that I am writing is called Paper Planes and Where We Land, and this is the cover, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I really love it. I don't know why. It seems really simple and just really cute. I just really love it. I don't know why exactly. It's kind of exactly what I pictured in my head for what it was going to be, but I didn't think I was ever going to be able to actually get the idea onto a cover like this. But I did, and it's gorgeous, and it's simple, and I really like it. So comment down below what you guys think, please, because I feel pretty proud of it, if I do say so myself. So that is it for my first NaNoWrimo vlog. I am going to go write now. So yes, when you're watching this, I'm going to be writing, and I will have more words than 9,167 words written. So I hope you guys like this vlog, and I am curious to know what you guys are doing for your NaNoWrimo, Camp Rimo, vlogmas stuff. If you're doing NaNoWrimo vlogs, or if you're just doing Camp NaNoWrimo, let me know. And I know that there's still space in my NaNoWrimo cabin if you guys want to join. There's me and Larissa in the cabin currently, just us two. But if you guys want to join our cabin, just link your names down below and I will add you, or send an invitation to add you to the cabin, because we're lonely in the cabin. Come join us. But even if you're not doing Camp NaNoWrimo vlogs and you're still doing Camp NaNoWrimo, comment down below what you're writing for it, or like an idea of what you're writing for it, or just anything in general Camp NaNoWrimo related, because I don't know a lot of people that are doing it other than Lainey and Kayla and Kenya, and yes, that's about it. Other than me and Larissa, I don't really know anybody else that's doing it, so I'm kind of out of the loop with that. So anybody doing NaNoWrimo with me, share the love and join me in this challenge to write a lot of words in under a month and go crazy. That is it for this week's vlog, you guys. I will see you in next week's vlog and my next video. Bye!